Hi, guys. Welcome to our weekly Zooms. We were having some issues trying to go live on Facebook and YouTube and do it on a live platform. So we're just going to make these recordings weekly and then post them in our YouTube group and also on our Facebook group. So welcome to our lives again. We are back, and the topic that we're focusing on is our gut. And the reason that we're focusing on our gut is because really, it's really the first thing to get control of, and it's a really good indicator of managing your health. And I don't know about you, Lori, I'm sure you're the same as me, but managing your gut and keeping your gut healthy and feeling good and not bloated is a constant job. So what we're trying to do by doing the Healthy Gut Challenge is teach you and give you tools to use to keep your gut managed. And so today I brought with me two things that I don't go without in my arsenal of keeping my gut healthy and managed. We all go out to eat and we eat fried food or we eat French fries or we eat desserts or we eat things that we don't normally have at home where we don't know what the ingredients are that are in those things that are made for us. And so sometimes our body reacts differently when we do that. And cutting out going out to eat is not a realistic goal to have, right?
No.
So, Lori, you explained to everybody how making sure that our GI tract is not constipated and not all clogged up is important for all other health issues that you guys are trying to deal with.
Well, yeah, piggybacking on what you said is, it's very important that your gut is working properly. And, I think we get used to how we feel, and that's not necessarily what should be, but we get used to it and we think that's our norm. But if you have other disease processes and you take any type of medicine, let's say, for example, high blood pressure medicine or cholesterol medicine, um,
Arthritis medicine.
or arthritis medicine, any type of medicine, all medications have side effects, and usually some GI symptom will pop up as number one, whether it's nausea, diarrhea, constipation, um, vomiting. Usually one of the side effects is GI related. So if your gut is not working properly, then you cannot really absorb the medication well. So if your gut is on track, then other things kind of fall into place because you're able to absorb those medications if you're on prescription medications, or if you're not on prescription medications, you're absorbing the food better, the nutrients better that our body needs to work better. Yeah, and it's very important to get your gut on track. And even for like diabetes medicine is huge. You don't absorb it correctly, and people wonder why they can't get their sugar under control. Well, their gut is jacked up, and you got to start somewhere. So I think starting with the healthy gut challenge is huge, because it's kind of the base for inflammation. If your body's inflamed, chances are you're going to have some other type of disease process, because most diseases come from being inflamed. And there's a lot of factors that come into play. I mean, we'll delve into that in the future, but a lot of it's being acidic and alkaline. That's huge, and we'll get into that on another date. But one of the key things in my arsenal is organic sulfur. This is a mineral, and I think we had a question about that. But it's basically a mineral that was in our food a long time ago, and it's not in there anymore. And it enables the transfer of oxygen across cell membranes, is great for cell regeneration. It also uses amino acids to pull the heavy metals out of your body. So like aluminum, other heavy metals,
Mercury.
mercury, all of those things that we've kind of ingested throughout our lives that make us toxic, or our liver functions abnormal, or our liver have to work harder. And I think like one of the questions was about, does this cause diarrhea? I have never had any problems with diarrhea taking the sulfur. I take it I've taken it every day for 8 years, and I'm like the queen of, I had IBS really bad, so I never really had diarrhea at all with it. I do think if your liver is kind of toxic, maybe pulling these heavy metals out, that could be a contributing factor as well. But it's really good in collagen production. It boosts resistance to inflammation. It helps with joint pain. It has anti-cancer properties in it. And so it's a good product, but it also decreases inflammation, and it does it by pushing the oxygen in the cell. So that's why I like sulfur. I take it once a day, but as an arsenal in our little weaponry bag, it can be taken, 2 or 3 times a day, because the half-life of it is about 4 to 6 hours. So it's kind of like Motrin. Those can be taken multiple times a day or every 6 hours, but you kind of have to think of sulfur as like that as well.
And also you have to think on the sulfur. I like to, when people start putting sulfur back into their diet, I like to always have them start small and then
Right.
kind of stack it up to a full dose, just because it is a huge detoxifier, and it does.
And you can get a
Well,
headache if you're very toxic. And so a lot of people don't like that headache, and they're like, oh, I'm getting a headache from it. Well, it's actually your body detoxifying.
yeah, it's your body detoxifying.
Oh,
um
I think we had another question with if you can you can start slow with
Oh, yeah. The other
the
question that we
supplements.
had from one of our people in the Healthy Gut Challenge was, in the Healthy Gut Challenge, there's a protocol, there's different packages of protocols, right? A number of products. And one of the person has a lot of diagnosis, pretty severe issues with their GI tract. And so their question was, can I start doing one product at a time? And absolutely, definitely add something, your body best. And then the other question was about a journal. And yes, definitely keep a journal. I mean, I always, before I even started working with any of my professional athletes, I would require them to write down for 3 days everything that went into their mouth, everything they consumed, whether it was liquid or food. I needed time and what they ate so that I could have
An
a
amount,
baseline,
an
yeah, an
amount.
amount. So I had a baseline of what I'm working with. So definitely when you're trying to correct some GI issues, keeping a journal is a great idea. So my products that I keep at home that I don't use on a daily basis, but I make sure that I always have them in my well, I do use the noni on a daily basis. I do take at least one shot of noni on a daily basis. But this product is Calm. It's magnesium, and I believe it's magnesium citrate, Lori, if I'm right on that. Carbonate, citrate. I think it's magnesium citrate. Um, the serving size in this is just a little powder and you put into water. So magnesium one is, most people, I want to look up the stats, but I know it's kind of like 95% are deficient in magnesium. And so magnesium can solve a lot of problems, sleep problems. But the reason that I have this in here is because of constipation. So what I use this for is if I start to get backed up and I notice that I'm not regularly going to the bathroom, usually because I'm eating too much cheese or something that's binding me up and I need to move on out, then I start using this. And I just put a teaspoon in water, drink it down, wait a few hours. Let's see if it starts moving. If it doesn't, I'll get another teaspoon, and I'll do like sometimes up to 2, 3, 4 maybe servings every 3 or 4 hours to get everything starting to move again. And I'll also add the noni to that as well. So I'll do an ounce of noni, wait a couple hours, maybe do a teaspoon of this, wait a couple hours, do an ounce of noni. So these are things that I know work for me, but I have to have them in my house in order for them to work. I can't, oh no, I'm constipated. Let me order some. And now 5 days later, let me resolve the issue. So those are go-to staples in my house. Upset stomach. The noni is great for upset stomach, gas, burps, heartburn. What else, Lori?
Abdominal cramping. Like
Oh,
my daughter was driving back to college and she called me. She's like, "Did I pack the bottle of noni?" Because I'm like, "We put everything in your car, so I don't know." But she didn't have it. It was here on the countertop. So I ordered her some and got her some, and she was like, "Thank you." But yeah, that was her go-to. Like she'd come down in the middle of the night if she was having an upset tummy and just take an ounce of it, and it doesn't taste good. And for any, you know, she's done this since she was 16. So anytime a
I think,
16-year volunteers to take noni because but
yeah,
it
it
helps.
tastes like
It
dirty
helps.
feet.
It's
It
it's
tastes
all
like dirty feet smells. So it does not taste good, but
it's
I knew
immediate.
that I knew it was effective when Sam, I think, was 13 when she went. I saw her do it all by herself. And I used to have to twist her arm to take her supplements and bribe and all that kind of stuff. So, and I saw her go into the into the fridge and pour it all by herself. And I was like, "Ooh, you have an upset stomach?" She's like, "Yeah." So the kids know this works. So those are two things, three things with the sulfur that I would definitely have in your arsenal. Um, for the people in the Healthy Gut Challenge, make sure that you put a thumbs up below this video, either in the Facebook group or on the YouTube channel. Leave a comment with a thumbs up so that we know that you're watching your weekly lives as part of your challenge to be able to be eligible for your prizes at the end of your challenge. And then if you're not part of our Healthy Gut Challenge, make sure you go to our website, which is www.lifestylewellnessgroup.com. And you can watch the 3 videos on that website that explain how to enroll in our Healthy Gut Challenge. If you have any questions or want to schedule or book a consultation, free initial consultation to learn more about what we do, um, you can either book it through the website or send us an email at trish@lifestylewellnessgroup.com. Lori, you got anything
I'm good.
in addition?
I'm good.
You're
Oh, I
good.
will say something. One of the girls that works in my office, her grandmother is from Jamaica, and I told her about the noni, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I've heard about that. My grandmother used to make me take it all the time. Her stomach, upset stomach, but she had not heard of it in years. She's like, "Oh yeah, I recognize that. That's good stuff." So, I mean, so it's not something that's new. It's been around for a long time.
Been around for a long time. But the only thing is, make sure you get the pure noni. That's why we recommend this brand from
There's
Pure,
no sugar in it.
because there's nothing added in it. It's just pure juice from the noni fruit. It doesn't taste good. So if you see it marketed as noni juice, usually they put apple juice or grape juice or something else in there to get the taste to be more pleasing.
Appealing.
And that's not medicinal grade noni. So again, if you guys have any questions, reach out. We're here for you, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.